Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 221.
221.
Of Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel. They have been planning vacations for guests since 1998. Not just Walt Disney World and Disney destinations, but
worldwide.
Yes, around the world and all cruises. So they have 80 travel planners, and check out their website also for current Disney vacation specials.
And also the allears.net weekly newsletter.
In this issue, Autumn Hilden writes an article with recommendations for unique shopping at Walt Disney World. There's also, in the News Bites section, information on special dining events at Disney's Grand Floridian Resort, and that's the first time I had read about them. I hadn't heard about that.
Sounds very good, actually.
There's plenty of Disney Vacation Club news and information on Star Wars Galactic Nights and a lot more.
A lot more. Check out the show notes for full information on how to subscribe. We highly recommend it.
Free
newsletter. So this week we're going to start off at Disney's Typhoon Lagoon water park.
And it looked like it was going to rain, and it did
later.
It did
indeed rain.
But not until Jeff had taken like 5 or 6 trips on the new Misadventure Falls, which is a new family raft ride. But right now we're looking at the Miss Tilly, which you did not ride the Miss Tilly.
Nobody can ride the Miss Tilly, although that would be quite the experience, as you're about to see what happens on the Miss Tilly.
And this is on our way out. We actually got it just before it did start raining, which this water was almost like a little foreshadowing of things to come later.
Yes. Well, this was the very first day that Typhoon Lagoon reopened after a refurb. We lost one thing, we gained another. We're going to talk about that. But of all places, the story begins on the Disney Magic cruise ship.
And this was from, I believe, 2014. We sailed on the newly reimagined Disney Magic cruise ship. And one of the things that was reimagined was the Oceaneer Lab.
And look at this. This is a picture of the Society of Explorers and Adventurers, a whole group of them gathering. I guess you could call it the S.E.A., and you're going to see a lot of that. Now, we're concentrating on Miss Mary, actually Captain Mary Oceaneer, and there she is.
Right, and she is a part of Typhoon Lagoon now, but she was started here, I guess, unless she started someplace else and we didn't know about it.
I think, no, this is the first time. I mean, you had Harrison Hightower, you had Lord Henry Mystic from Mystic Manor, and this is a new character, new part of the Society of Explorers and Adventurers. There she is with her parrot, and I believe her parrot is named Salty.
Well, Salty here. But her parrot at Typhoon Lagoon is named Duncan, and we don't know if it's the same parrot.
We do not know what happened to Salty. Did Salty fly the coop? Did he join the Pirates of the Caribbean? We don't know, but her new pal, I guess, is not Salty anymore. But here, clearly, back in 2014, it was Captain Mary Oceaneer and Salty.
And you can see here, this is right outside the queue as you're about to enter it. It says under the S.E.A. quarterly, so there's a lot of little tributes to the S.E.A. And then you have Misadventure Falls here. If you see here, that's the S.E.A. logo.
It even spells it out for you. It even says the Society for Explorers and Adventurers around the little, looks like a porthole there.
Right. I mean, there's a lot here, including as you walk through the queue. So anyway, Misadventure Falls, the queue we're about to walk through. I mentioned it's a family raft ride. Mm-hmm. We're going to show that. It's only about really a 1-minute ride once you hit the top of the
Right. They're calling it a 2-minute ride, but 1 minute, as you said, counts the conveyor belt going up, which is a great thing, by the way. Much better than stairs.
Right. Well, you take the raft and then you have to haul it up the stairs. That's probably a least favorite of a lot of guests. And also through the queue, you can kind of see like it says, follow the adventures of Captain Mary Oceaneer.
And here's property of Captain Mary Oceaneer. They really are trying with this storytelling, and I think it's nice because it made us look back and try to figure out what it was all about.
And the Typhoon Lagoon, it actually had been closed for winter closure, and this was the first day back. You can see not too many guests were here that day, partly because it was, it looked like it was
overcast,
about to pour,
it was about to rain, so it was a great day, actually, as far as going on the ride. And look at this, you see gold and footprints and all sorts of little details even on the ground of the queue, so I really like that.
Well, not only on the ground, but here it says, like, Captain Mary and her parrot, and I'm sure we'll see
Unknown
the rest.
parrot.
Her unknown parrot's either Duncan or Salty.
Mm-hmm.
They call him Duncan here. Dove for treasure, hoping to share it. And
I predict it will rhyme. It always rhymes.
And as they were hauling their riches to port, and I can almost read it from here, Typhoon struck and cut their trip short, and I guess then they ended up here.
Yes, at the very beginning of the attraction.
And in the queue is Captain Mary Oceaneer's Diving Bell. This attraction originally was going to be called Miss Fortune Falls. That's what the Disney Parks blog had originally titled it.
Yeah, I wonder why they changed it from Misfortune to Misadventure. They both sort of have the same meaning, right? Oh, look at this. More detail, even on the rafts.
The S.E.A. And also it says precious cargo, so you're the precious cargo as you get in. It pretty much on this day, it was like all bloggers, you know.
Yeah.
But it was
I've never seen so many GoPros. The people in front of us had 6 GoPros.
Was it only 6? I had heard 7.
Perhaps it was 7. I had GoPro envy at that point, but it was okay. I think we still did a fine job with our 1 GoPro.
Well, you went on like 5 times, so you were able to kind of capture each individual area as you went up.
And this is, I guess, Duncan.
And he is the first audio-animatronic in any Disney water park. And it's easiest to see him as you're actually going up the hill. Jeff did take this video.
There is one little place in the queue, if you zoom in, you can get him. And he actually kind of reminds me of Iago from the second version of the Tiki Room under new management. Doesn't he have that Iago look slightly to him?
There's a lot of people who have said that. It's like, well, maybe they brought Iago, but I have no
doubt
idea.
that. Because didn't Iago get burned in the fire?
I thought a lot of it got burned, so I don't know. But you know what? It brought back the newer Tiki.
All I could say is it was very, very cool. I really think it's neat to have an audio animatronic element in the ride. You know, at a water park, they're normally not that
advanced.
Advanced, correct.
So this kind of sets the bar for any additional water rides coming.
And as you're going up this conveyor belt, you see this heavy looking crate making creaking noises like it's going to fall on you. And I'm actually surprised it wasn't dripping water, because a lot of things drip on you as you go through these water rides. Anyway, I really appreciated this lift, because I would never have gone on it 5 times if I had to go around and around and around. So that is one big, I think that's the big advantage of this.
And we mentioned earlier that this is, well, Disney says it's 2 minutes, the entire ride.
The longest ride in the park, yeah.
Right, but right now we've hit about halfway point, and about 1 minute is actually going down.
So the ride itself actually starts here. You're going through the first water tunnel here. You're going to have waterfalls, all sorts of things. It's a very mild family raft ride. When I say family raft, it's 3 adults. I don't think you could fit more than 3 adults or 2 adults and 2 small kids in these rafts. And you don't feel like you're going to possibly flip or any of that stuff. You feel very, very safe. And there's a lot of cool things to look at as you're going through.
Now, for some, this might be too tame. Not for me. I didn't go on it. But there's really close by. There's also like the Crush and Gusher. I think several water coasters. So there's a lot to do at Typhoon Lagoon if this is maybe too tame for you.
But not too tame for you.
No, I don't like the water so much.
But anyway, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the ride. Again, I did it 5 times. I will do it again in the future.
Some point.
Absolutely. And I enjoyed learning about the backstory for this segment and about the Society for Explorers and Adventurers. I just wonder what's up next for them. You know, when will we see another member as part of an attraction?
But not only another member, but if you go to the Skipper Canteen, if you go to Jock Lindsay's, you do see the S.E.A.
Right, there are references to at those places.
The Adventurers Club also would be part of that. So it'll be interesting to see, like, is there going to be another restaurant? You just don't know.
Oh, we almost forgot about Big Thunder.
I did forget about it.
Barneus Bullion, who looks very much like Mr. Tony Baxter. So lots of cool stuff with the S.E.A. Anyway, the only bad thing about this whole reopening is we did lose one attraction, an original opening day Typhoon Lagoon attraction, which was the Shark Reef.
So it's very interesting in that a lot of times when an attraction replaces another attraction, they're in the same place, where here it is not in the same place. So they took this away, but it's still here.
Right, and maybe the building here will remain, but I think the everything else will probably be going away behind the walls here for future. They said something about for future projects.
Well, we'll see what happens.
Putting in that location. Anyway, I have good memories of Shark Reef. It was the first time I ever snorkeled way back in the over 25 years ago. So I remember the water was really cold, and back then they would give you flippers and the whole gear. so it kind of went a little bit lessened over the years, but it was really cool. You got to snorkel, learn how to do that, see the sharks, and it was salt water and everything. So it was my first introduction to snorkeling, and I enjoy that very much now. So it's a unique thing, and I'm sad to see it go. I think there's still similar type of a thing offered at Discovery Cove, SeaWorld's Discovery Cove.
Well, that's more advanced. It's a great attraction.
Anyway, hopefully something really cool will come to that space. I had a great time at Misadventure Falls. Thoroughly enjoyed that. Can't wait to go back to Typhoon Lagoon, but we are moving on to STK.
So we had not been to STK except for a little preview. I don't want to say a little preview party, but there was a preview party when it opened. But we had gotten a $50, well, we bought a $50 gift card around the holidays, and they had a special offer for $50 bonus. So
$100 for the price of $50. We put that $100 to very good use for lunch here at STK.
I thought it was a really great deal. And this is just when the restaurants had opened. So it did get busier in the couple of hours or so we were there. It is not a bustling lunch location, which is why they're only doing on weekends. But I think also because they're going to be having brunch supposedly every day starting around April 18th. And I think brunch will do very well here because it's something that you don't really see a lot of at Disney Springs.
Right. Now, we've heard at night it gets to be a very almost
loud
nightclub atmosphere, very loud. But for lunch, it was delightful. It was, soft music, and we were able to talk and really enjoy our company.
Perfect.
So no problem there as far as atmosphere.
Well, we didn't have any problems at all. I mean, we had a terrific waitress or server.
Everything was
The hostess was
wonderful.
great. Yeah.
So here's a quick look at the menu. We tried various different items, some dinner items and some lunch items to get a good overview.
Well, we the server, we had been thinking about getting the filet, and she said, the skirt steak. She recommended the skirt steak, so we went with that. But I'll talk about that in a second. This is a classic burger and includes prime beef with cheddar brioche bun with fries or a small salad. We ended up getting the fries. This was a really good burger.
This was, believe it or not, this was the highlight of all this food you're about to see for me. For me, the best burger on all of Disney Springs.
That you've had.
That I've had so far. I'm willing to have another that's even better. This is the lobster mac and cheese, and I think I'm going to show, you can see big chunks of lobster inside. This was also wonderful. I loved it. We ended up bringing a lot of stuff home, and I got to experience it the next day. But, oh boy, I would get that again, absolutely.
And because the server had talked us down from the filet to the skirt steak, that's how we ended up being able to get the lobster, right? The lobster mac and cheese. And this is the inside of the hamburger. And, we finished this at the table.
Yeah.
It was really good.
The entire burger, the fry, all this finished right there. That'll tell you how good that was.
That was a good burger.
There's your skirt steak, and that was also great.
It was great. I don't know if I'd get that or the hamburger again, because the hamburger was top notch. Not that this isn't, but, this was a very good too.
I would get that hamburger again. Or the filet.
Or I was just going to say I'd like to try the filet as well. But I like everything that we had was excellent. Now the sides, you have to order the sides separately, and this was mushrooms and onions, and I thought that was a very nice side. All the sides, Yukon potatoes, the creamy Yukon potatoes. It's
Yukon
sort of
Cornelius.
Not Cornelius, but it's like soup almost in texture. But it's excellent, and especially with the steak, it went very well.
Yeah, I have nothing bad to say. I'm getting actually very hungry looking at this again. It's mouth-watering. Here is what we had for dessert. Do you have written down what this is actually called?
I did not write it down, but it's okay.
We'll call it the triple ice cream trio, which is not what it's called.
It might be a triple gelato trio, which was around $10. And it was several different flavors here, and it was good. I don't know if I'd ordered necessarily this dessert again. There's some others I would probably like to try, but these, there's a little bit of chocolate at the bottom of each cone.
Oh yeah, a little bonus,
nice.
The big thick bonus chocolate at the bottom of the cone. So anyway, thumbs up for me for STK. I will definitely try it again. Hopefully we can go and try it for brunch when brunch starts.
After we come back from Paris, yeah. I definitely want to try a brunch there.
So speaking of morning time beverages, Starbucks.
Well, the only thing I wanted to mention here, we didn't go to Starbucks on this day, but we decided to take a walk at Disney Springs, and I just want to mention that Starbucks is a corporate Starbucks, unlike the ones in the parks, both Starbucks at Disney Springs, and you can use your rewards there. Right. And I just think that's a great deal. If you have a birthday reward, whatever, you can go in there and get it.
Right, unlike the parks where they will not accept the rewards.
Correct. And DisneyQuest is closing on July 3rd, I believe.
July 2nd might be the last day, apparently. Yeah.
And I still remember opening year. They used to have a slide that adults and children could go.
I have done that slide. I love that slide.
And Cheesecake Factory. And unfortunately, or Cheesecake Factory Express. Unfortunately, they never really updated the
That was a good burger, too. Not as good as the STK
it was excellent.
burger, but it was a very good burger.
I used to go there just to eat all the time.
And DisneyQuest is being replaced by the NBA experience, actually.
Right, and the Universal used to have something kind of similar. And now we're heading over just to the Cirque La Nouba building. La Nouba ends at the end of this year. I've seen it about 7 times at this point, and always have really enjoyed the show.
Me too. And New Year's Eve, I believe, is the actual last day.
I think so too. And also Tuesdays and Fridays they have rehearsals. We've seen them rehearse, and this is an open rehearsal. I'm assuming they'll continue it, and it's really fun to watch. Also, the Cirque may still be here, and to me, that's what Disney implied online.
Right, it could be a different production. Hopefully it will, because I do like La Nouba and I like Cirque too, so that would be nice.
Well, when I worked at the Disney Reservation Center like 20 years ago, they said it would be about 5 years that they were going, or just like every 5 years they'd have a new show. So
well, they're only off by about 15, but yes. They have updated the show regularly.
Right, they do swap out acts, and they did that, I believe, a year ago or so. And so it's always fun to see what they've done. So I can't wait to see. Hopefully Cirque will stick around, and we'll have a new show coming, I hope.
I agree, 100%. Now, the Polite Pig.
So the Polite Pig will be here in April at Disney Springs in the town center, and it's supposed to bring modern barbecue and taps. It is a sister restaurant to the Ravenous Pig that's in Winter Park. We've never been, but we've heard such good things about it.
Very good things, yes.
Very, very good reviews. And they also have a cask and larder brewery there, which, again, we've not been to. I don't know why we've not been to it, but we'll have to check that out.
We should change that.
Yes. And it'll be interesting to see, what they mean by barbecue. I don't think it's going to be like a Sonny's, but I guess we'll see what they bring to the table.
Or smoked meats and things, right?
Yeah, it sounds really good.
Anyway, here's a good angle showing the location, not far from the World of Disney. Speaking of the World of Disney, I can't believe I hadn't noticed this really cool display on this new entrance, so to speak, the new entrance as far as Disney Springs.
A year ago or so.
Right, of Huey, Dewey, and Louie. So,
and I actually hadn't noticed it either, so we both noticed it at the same time, and we're like,
it proves you can go somewhere so many times and not notice everything. But we did notice they've changed some things around here. This is 28 in Maine in the co-op, and what we noticed was there are some really cool socks and cups and things of that nature.
Well, the interesting thing is Disney has so many socks now, and they even have a shop called Stance, which just arrived to Disney Springs recently. But you can find so many different kinds of socks at this point, and these are newer than the ones that we just saw.
Yeah, I had never seen these Dole Whip socks before, so they are very cool. I like them very much.
And then you've got kind of an astronaut-looking one,
monorail.
And then the monorail, right? So, and then this one looks more like you have the hats,
all sorts of, and a different variety of coasters. Adventurers Club coaster. I see the Orange Bird. Here's an Adventurers Club mug. Too bad they waited for the club to be closed for 10 years or
just
so
about
before you have all this cool merchandise. Yes, although I do have an original mug, so it's okay.
And there's the Wildest Ride in the Wilderness, and the Shrunken Ned glasses, which we had not seen that before either of those.
So anyway, it's always nice to pop in and see what is new at...
And there's a new dress shop coming also very soon.
I forgot to mention that. Now, why don't you set this up for us? There's Mr. Morimoto and Mickey.
So I won a contest to learn to make sushi with Chef Morimoto at Morimoto Asia, and there were 12 winners.
So I don't even remember. Where was the contest?
Well, I think I first saw it on Instagram or Twitter, and then I entered. And if you shared the contest, then you could get more entries. So I probably got a lot more entries that way.
Well, the best part about the whole thing is you were able to bring a guest.
Right.
So that ended up being me, which was very nice, and I got to have your wonderful sushi that you designed. Or made.
I don't eat sushi. We've actually never really eaten here. You've had the sushi here, but we've never actually dined here. But at least you were able to try the sushi that I rolled.
You had a little help, I think.
I did. I had total help because I couldn't hear anything that Chef Morimoto was saying. Every now and then I'd catch a word. So I was kind of waiting to find out how to do it. And he actually came up at one point and helped me, I think, to cut it because I wasn't sure how to cut it.
Yes, yes, we will be seeing that. So, but it was actually very enjoyable. I quite liked watching him. I also couldn't hear that great, but you didn't really need to hear. You sort of, just by watching, you get a good idea.
Well, the best part is I can watch the video because you were like practically right on top of it here. I was kind of down the bar. So Morimoto Asia is a modern Pan-Asian style restaurant. I mentioned we've been here a couple of times, but you've
mainly
been able
up
to
in
have
the
the
bar,
sushi,
in
right?
what is it called, the secret bar or something like that.
And Chef Morimoto is known as the Iron Chef and opened his first Morimoto restaurant in Philadelphia in 2001. He is pretty famous, so it's really fun to be able to do something like this.
Now look at this learning person here.
Yeah, I needed some help. It's hard to believe that it's been since 2015 that Morimoto Asia opened, which is hard to believe.
Time goes by so fast.
Like a year and a half now.
We were there for the opening ceremony when he made that huge, giant sushi.
Yeah, and it was like 100 pounds or something of sushi. It was huge.
Yes.
And
there he is. There he is, Morimoto himself, showing you how to cut the sushi.
I think he thought like I didn't see what he was doing either, so like I didn't hear him and I couldn't really see. I know he was talking about how to cut
saw it, and you were trying to just go boom straight down, and he showed you how to saw the sushi there.
Right, and then so it was fun having him come up to tell me what to do because I had no idea.
Well, it may not have looked like the most fancy display, but it was very, very good. I finished all 6 of those. Look at how proud you are. And he's looking at you in the background.
No, I don't think he's looking at me. He's like, who's that guy with the camera? But it was, you know what? It was a nice time. It was only an hour or so it was definitely worth going. And they gave us also like the chopsticks, and he autographed
a nice little gift set, and we got to meet him. It was a great thing. So
I actually really enjoyed it. I thought it was kind of a fun little. I like experiences, even though I don't eat sushi and such. Anyway, that's another show.
That is another show.
And thanks to MEI Travel and Mousefan Travel for being our sponsor. Definitely check them out online. And allears.net weekly newsletter.
Yes, the allears.net weekly newsletter. Full information again in the show notes. Be sure to subscribe. It is free.
And we always like free newsletters.
So next week, we're going to have much more goodness to come, including a visit to the Magic Kingdom.
Right. We had not been there in a little while, so that was a lot of fun.
We're going to show the new lantern light PhotoPass picture there. Also, we're going to talk about the enchanted roses that are available at the Be Our Guest restaurant. All kinds of goodness, a little Epcot thrown in, some other stuff. Should be a good show.
And that Tangled PhotoPass was supposed to end this past week, but it has been extended, so indefinitely, at least for now.
So much more to come next week. Thanks again for listening. Have a great week, and we'll see you all next week.
Have a great week.